Okay, this is my Spider-Man Far From Home review. This movie is directed by director John Watts, who also did Spider-Man Homecoming. This movie takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame, so we're in this movie. This is a post Avengers Endgame world where people don't know about Thanos. They know that there was a lot of people disappeared, and they call it the blip on here. So Peter Parker is going to Europe with his whole entire class, and he's kind of just trying to. He's trying to. A lot of times in the comics and even in the animated series, they showed Spider-Man was trying to live a normal life, but he was unable to do so because of his responsibilities when he became a superhero. So he's just on with his class and just trying to have a normal life. At the beginning of the movie, you see Nick Fury and Maria Hill um, in Mexico, and there's a use, and we get our first glimpse of Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal attacking some sort of Sandman-like creature, and that is the opening moments of the movie that we saw uh, before and after the new release of Avengers Endgame. So Peter Parker goes to Venice, and he ends up going to a lot of different spots in this movie. So this movie is beautifully directed by John Watts. When his class sees another water-like monster, he's kind of. I thought it was going to be Hydro Man, but it wasn't. And Mysterio shows up and stops the water monster, and of course, Spider-Man joins the battle. So in the beginning, Peter Parker meets Mysterio, and he's kind of like, "Oh, okay, this guy looks like he's a superhero because he doesn't know who he is." So he's just your typical adolescent, gullible teenager. I mean, he's innocent. He doesn't know a whole lot about life yet because Tony Stark was kind of his mentor after his Uncle Ben. So he kind of took him under his wing. And in this movie, Peter Parker is just feels like he wants to have a normal life, but he's trying to fill in the same shoes of Tony Stark, and he's unable to do so. So Mysterio, Quentin Beck, he convinces him that he's a superhero and he's there to help him. That he's from another dimension, a parallel dimension from his own, and he's able to gain his trust because in the beginning I kind of thought like, why would Mysterio help Spider-Man? Why would Mysterio be a superhero to begin with unless I missed something and Marvel changed something in the comic books currently? So it had to be a fake, and so he gains his trust. And Edith is this the glasses that Tony Stark used in Avengers: Infinity War. Which is an acronym for "Even in death, I am still the hero." So he convinces. He kind of it wasn't that hard for him because Peter Parker just feels like he can't. Those are shoes he can't fill. So he decides to give Mysterio, Quentin Beck, his glasses, and just right away, I kind of for a while they did not have me going, and I just knew already that Mysterio had something was up, because I do something about Mysterio that he uses. He is the master of illusion, basically in the comics like a special effects artist gone bad into a life of crime, and there's no superhuman powers. He doesn't possess anything like that, so he's able to fool Spider-Man, and he actually has there's actually a lot of throwback to some of the previous Iron Man movies because there is a scene with Jeff Bridges, um, Obadiah, when he gets angry at one of the ex-employees of Tony Stark, and there's a lot of people that hated Tony Stark that decided to work with Jake Gyllenhaal with Quentin Beck to take down Stark, everything that Stark built basically, and to take out Peter Parker. So basically, he's using these drones to create these illusions because Spider-Man notices in battle, just like the physics of what's going on around him just don't add up. So he just. By the way, MJ, you get to see her romance with Peter Parker on this movie. That she actually not only has a crush on him, but she even likes him, and that Peter Parker finds he's trying to have a love life. Have because he has a crush on this girl he's known for quite a while. So and at the same time he's trying to live up to what Tony Stark left to him, and he's unable to do so and balance that out. And at the same time, he's dealing with a criminal like Quentin Beck. So Quentin Beck goes back to this place where he has these ex Stark Industries employees, and he's basically he's played Peter Parker for a fool, and he's taken his they they've been using this thing. This guy, it's kind of funny. It's called Barf, and it's a form of technology that creates illusions, that creates holographic illusions that seem real, of course, and so they're able to take control and cause these elementals, as they call them, that they're not actually real. They're not really a threat. So he figures, okay, he's going to use an Avengers level threat to win everybody's trust, including Peter Parker. So he's able to take control of them, and Peter Parker has to somehow use what they call in this movie the spider tingle. I kind of thought that was kind of stupid. What I don't know is if they were just trying to be different or something, but they call it. I mean, Peter Parker could have said his spider sense because that's what helps him dodge any incoming threat, and he's able to dodge them quickly. And we everybody knows that because we've seen the Sam Raimi movies, and so he confronts. There is one last creature, gigantic holographic creature. So basically, the drones are inside the illusion, causing all the destruction in Venice and also in London, as well as in Mexico. So when MJ shows him, she shows him a piece of the machinery of a destroyed drone, and then she finds out that he's Spider-Man. Because anybody, I mean, if you really think about it, you're not gonna. How long is his? He's been trying to keep his secret uh, identity a secret, and in the real world that's not going to last too long. And maybe in the comics it might have, but not in the real world. Yeah, I didn't like it at first when they did that, but it makes a lot of sense that people know who he is. So she just basically adds up that how come every time something some danger happens that he disappears, and she puts it together, two and two together. So with that, he's able to he confronts Quentin Beck and his. And I just gotta say, I love what they did with Mysterio. The costume or the special effects for Mysterio were amazing, were astonishing, and I really love what they did with that. I thought it was really awesome. I loved every minute of it. And as far as Spider-Man's new suit, I mean, it's a throwback to the original one, a throwback to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man as well. And there's another suit that he uses. So Happy Hogan's kind of taken the mentor role that Tony Stark was, uh, during Spider-Man Far From Home, and as well as Avengers Infinity War, as well as Captain America Civil War. In the beginning, of course, we see the throwback to the Whitney Houston song, "I Will Always Love You," when it shows all the deceased Avengers, including Captain America. So I like that. I thought that was a very I love the homage, and there's a bunch of murals of Iron Man all over the world, like in London as well as in Venice in this movie. And everybody uh, knows Tony Stark and knows Iron Man and all the good he did when he was alive. And this movie kind of focuses on Peter Parker's vulnerability to being he's just a regular teenager trying to balance his life out as well as having these amazing powers, and it reveals that Tony Stark as well did some mistakes when he was coming up in his life as a superhero, a billionaire that becomes a superhero. So it kind of he trusts he trusted Peter Parker to take his place as a kind of like a new Iron Man, and everybody knows that that's not going to happen. There's only one Iron Man, and that's Robert Downey. So Peter Parker is able to stop Quentin Beck inside the illusion by using his spider sense when he tries. He's actually had he the whole time he's just wearing this simulation suit. It's kind of like when you see today's motion capture technology that they use in movies today, and he's not doing anything. He just created the illusion of Mysterio, with that famous crystal ball head. And I really love what they did with Mysterio. I love the costume. I love the special effects. And he has a gun pointed to Peter Parker's head. And the only thing that saves him is his spider sense. His Peter Twinkle. I thought that was kind of silly. And so there's also a little subplot where Happy Hogan has actually been seeing his Aunt May, and he's kind of wondered about that. And there's this really that I mean this the first half of the movie is a lot like a teen comedy, and actually wasn't. I didn't think anything was funny. I never laughed at all. I never thought it was funny. I guess you have to be a teenager. I guess I don't know to think it wasn't really funny to me. But and the second half, it starts to become more of a Marvel movie, even almost an Avengers movie, to be exact. So, and I want to talk about the post end credit scene. So Nick Fury is basically trying to get him to be that superhero that he knows that for all the Avengers, and I want to keep in mind that the Avengers right now, nobody knows their whereabouts. I guess I'm figuring here that Nick Fury does know, and he's basically through the whole movie he's trying to push Peter Parker to take that role and realize who he really is, and be a man about it basically. And at the end of the movie, you see that the scrolls from Captain Marvel were actually Maria Hill and Nick Fury the whole time. I kind of didn't like that, but I mean, and so the whole time Nick Fury's been in the Scrolls spaceship in outer space, and he shows them in this. Uh, I think it's like a beach or something like that, and it's all just a hologram, and he's just been sitting back, probably telling them what to do and everything through the whole entire movie, giving them the instructions to what to tell Peter Parker and everything. So, and then there's also want to also talk about the another post end credit scene that was really shocking to me, and I really loved actually. When MJ and Peter Parker are flying around in his web, and then on the big screen in New York, you see like the Quentin Beck before he dies. I guess he recorded himself as he shoots himself dead supposedly, and he tells the whole world that Peter Parker is Spider-Man or one of the same person. And you see J.K. Simmons return as Jonah Jameson, and I was just like, yes! Oh my gosh, that was awesome. One of the best cameos. I hope he does come back as Jonah Jameson, because I just cannot see anybody as Jonah Jameson, even though he kind of he's missing a patch of hair. He doesn't have the flat top, but he's just so Jonah Jameson to me. And so now Peter Parker, his identity's been discovered, and it just kind of opens up new possibilities. And we're probably going to find out what happened to the Avengers in future MCU movies. This is basically just your post Avengers Endgame movie. So I mean, this is just the beginning. All right, all right. Okay, I'm gonna give this movie this rating because it just makes a lot of sense to me. Wasn't exactly a big fan of this movie. All right, I'm gonna give this movie hey, nice job rating because I don't think I wasn't a fan of Spider-Man Far From Home either, and I think this movie's just. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I probably should have given it. Hey, it's an all right rating because, but it's a little bit better than that. I gave it a hey, nice job because This is just a solid Spider-Man movie for me, and I mean, I don't think that there's not a whole lot more to say really as far as this movie's concerned. I had a great time watching it. It's just it wasn't funny to me. I mean, I guess it probably be funny to a teenager or something that's in high school, but it wasn't really funny for me. It kind of if I had to say if I like this movie more than Far From Home, Homecoming, I would probably say I don't know. I think they're pretty much the same to me. I don't see a whole lot of difference between the two movies. It's just a different point in Peter Parker's life, and it's being explored. So, all right, tell me what you think about my new what I'm doing right now with my videos, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time making it. I'm trying something new, and I hope you guys like it. Let people know about this vlog, and put a like next to this video. I haven't told you guys that in a while. And subscribe. Let people know about this vlog because I'm trying new things, and it's been really difficult because my software sucks, and I'm trying to get something better at this moment. Okay, all right. I hope I covered everything about this movie, and I'll see you guys real soon.